and then pushing all through the C-section, man. It's a sacrifice. Bringing us into the world. Seeing us as toddlers. They nurse us, they do everything, they clean us, everything. In other words, they're teaching us all those things. I mean, they're sacrificing, but also that patience that they go through to see us being able to cater for ourselves. I'm interpreting. Now, when that, remember, because I talked about the fact that they are nurturers, right? They nurture us into great people. So, from the start, they teach us good morals, not to misbehave, to manage the world, to take in those values that are very good and are going to help us survive. So, if you are not getting those good values or morals from your parent, your mother in this case, you'll face the world to torture you, to teach you the hard way, and yet you had the best teacher being your mother. So, if you're a child and you're listening, listen to your mother. They tell you don't do this, don't talk to this one. You do it, you're going to be successful in the world.
How do you rank yourself today?
7 out of 10.
You're very right. I was actually going to give you that 70%. So here's the whole ordeal about the saying. It's the symbolism of the mother is mothers are a symbolism of those people that care about us. Wholesome, and you can't put care to be anything, simplistic. So asiyefunzwa na mamaye atafunzwa na ulimwengu, which is kind of sad but realistic, is you have only one chance to learn, and if you miss that chance to learn from the people that care about you.
Sema, I want Nyembo to know that. Sema tena Kiswahili. Sema tena.
Nyembo. Mr. Nyembo. Asiyefunzwa na mamaye atafunzwa.
Enda hapo Nyembo kwenda kwenye mic. Enda kwenye mic.
Asiyefunzwa na mamaye. Surprisingly Nyembo speaks Swahili.
Vizuri.
Asiyefunzwa na mamaye atafunzwa na ulimwengu.
Ndio.
Naelewa. Haya, mueleze.
Inamaanisha nini?
Inamaanisha yenye haukuambiwa na wazazi utayaona kwa ulimwengu, kwa watu wengine. Hawatakuwa na huruma na wewe. Ndio hiyo.
Haya.
Exactly.
Nimefurahi sana.
He is a very bright chap.
Haya, pe makofi hapa. Haya Nyembo, asante.
For those who don't know Mr. Nyembo is the only reason why we appear nice out there on the socials. And please remember to follow our handles.
We are actually live on YouTube right now.
Exactly.
And across X as well, and Instagram as well, so you go check it out. Once the money matters. So what are we learning from that today?
From our proverb today, which is directly linked to the topic of the day, is one of the biggest responsibility that majority of us pass through, and that is student loans.
Huh?
Yeah.
I saw that coming.
Are you now a seer? Okay, give me your prophecy.
Let me tell you something. See, not all of us have been able to be paid by the parents, to be paid for by the parents, to go for especially higher education. If you're lucky, you get a government scholarship. You go and study. Others who are not lucky find themselves, working while paying for themselves. Some I've worked when I'm paying for myself. Not necessarily I was paying some percentage, but I was working as well until I did. I said, let me concentrate on school so that I get a good grade that I could actually, be proud of. But for some, for example, my sister, she studied under that high education council.
Yeah,
you understand? In other words, the student loan scheme in this case, or they call it as in Uganda, the student loan scheme. So in this case, you study. After studying, you graduate. After graduating, you go and work, but you'll be paying a certain percentage
from your salary
every year from your salary. And some of us are unfortunate that we are unable to pay it because we don't have a job immediately. You don't get a job immediately. Yet you're obligated to do what? To pay. But others, not only just the student loan, the loan that you get as a student, by the way, there are even other loans. But the fact that the student loan you're talking about, that thing entangles people. That thing suffocates people. And you get on the pressure sometimes of paying, yet you don't have anything
to give.
You get the point?
I
So
get
if
the
you're
point.
lucky and you've been paid for, or you have a sponsor, you've gotten a scholarship, you're very lucky. But some, but also they're also lucky to get that loan. Others don't get it. Yes.
So no matter how you look at life generally, in the spec of money, there will always be someone gaining and someone losing. That selection, I even pity how these loan boards select, because there's never going to be a situation where everyone is going to be happy I was selected to take the loan. But let's narrow down to the people that actually were selected. And that's why we are saying it's responsibility. In Rwanda, which is like the rest of East Africa, we have a student loan authority which disburses the amounts to needy students. It's supposed to help needy, the keyword being needy. We have the Higher Education Loans, Higher Education Council, HEC, Higher Education Council, which is the selection body, and it disburses these loan amounts through the Development Bank of Rwanda, BRD. BRD is also the body that collects when you are paying. Okay? So I'm happy you've shared your story about
it is, realistically, my brother.
I am a beneficiary of the same. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's interesting that a lot of dreams, education is and the reason why we selected this topic, education is the only equalizer in a capitalistic economy. Because look at, in any capitalistic economy, you need an asset for you to generate revenue.
And some parents tell us that, you know what, I've given you that education,
It's
the
only
rest,
one.
don't ask me.
Rico, you and I, Angelo, the only reason we are able to compete with someone else who was trained for these same things which we do is only because of education. Not because we come from backgrounds which have a lot, not because...
They tell us it's a hoe that is going to help
Exactly.
you cultivate.
Yeah. It's like the shamba, Yeah. You go, plant the seeds, and that's all they could give. And here you are. Now, we are talking about Higher Education Council for a reason, the loans that are given that, and I called it responsibility. And maybe next we need to bring the authorities to go deeper into this topic, because this loan helps on two things. One, tuition fees and living allowances here in Rwanda for some students.
Yes.
And for these living allowances, let's stop assuming that the students are actually using for their own usage. Some students, being realistic, they send it back home because it's money. And any way they are able to find ways of sending it back home to support their family, they still do in its minute nature. And this is the reason why the total amount keeps fluctuating, because it's the loan they gave you plus the interest, okay, after you finish. So you're right. After you finish, they give you some grace period in which you can stay without paying. Then after that, whether you're employed or not employed, you're supposed to pay. I think it's important that we pass that to the public. Whether you are employed or not employed, you're supposed to pay your student loan. Now, lucky those who got sponsorships, as you said. Not everyone is able to get those kind of sponsorships. But those who actually benefited from the scheme, some of them are not just giving it the attention it deserves. And it's debt. Debt. Ideni.
It keeps accumulating.
Keeps accumulating. So the longer you wait, the worse it becomes.
You see, somebody might be asking themselves, why are they talking about the loan? And yet it's Wednesday money matters. And is loan money? And how is it related to our management? How is it? We'll get into that question just a bit.
Visit international, regional, and local cuisine at our fine dining restaurant, and wind in our refreshing swimming pool and wellness center, and host your events in our state-of-the-art conference facilities. Whether you are visiting for business, leisure, or a romantic getaway, book your stay today on reservation at KigaliParamountHotel.com or simply call 0794 425 219. Kigali, Paramount Hotel is your home away from home.
Are you a young innovator, aged 18 to 30, with a creative idea to tackle challenges in your community? The R Accelerator program is back with its 7th phase. Don't miss out on this chance to turn your idea into real impact. R Accelerator Phase 7 is looking for projects that address 2 key challenges: improving young people's access to sexual and reproductive health services, including HIV prevention and menstrual health, promoting mental health awareness and knowledge to help build inclusive, barrier-free communities. All proposed solutions should ensure special consideration for the inclusion and participation of persons with disabilities. Applications will be open from 12th March to 16th April 2026. Submit yours today via www.imbutofoundation.org/iAccelerator. Top 6 projects will each receive 10 million Rwandan francs in seed funding, along with 6 months of training and mentorship to help grow and refine their ideas. iAccelerator is an initiative of Imbuto Foundation in partnership with UNFPA and Friends of Imbuto. For more details, follow and visit our social media platforms.
Buckle up for a ride with the queen of the airwaves.
What if you're in this situation and another company offers you, let's say, flexible hours, remote options, better mental health support, more personal time, but the pay stays the same or might even be slightly less? The question is money still the main motivator if you are in this situation? It's a dilemma for a reason. Or has peace become the new promotion? Now, some people are thinking promotion is if you get, a better title, you're getting more money. For some people, a promotion could be just peace. I have peace. I don't have burnout. I have time for my family. And if you take a deeper look into it, you got to ask, are you chasing income or are you chasing a life that you're too busy to actually live? Think about it.
Daria Kish on Drive Time. Drive Time. Your passport to the hottest music from around the globe. Right here on Royal FM.
Anyways, right here on Royal FM 94.3, that bit of Kigali or is there, by the way, from each and every single day, 2 p.m. And tomorrow she has the countdown, the 20 countdown. That's Daria Kish for you. And she talks about money on that. And let's see, the motivator is just peace that you need as a motivator. Anyways, it is your moment. Step up and own the powerful spiral. Aim to today for just 1 million Rwandan francs and ride away into something bigger and better. And it's a limited time offer, so don't miss out. Buy now and make your move. It's a very important message, information from Spiro. In the meantime, and Bank reminds you that yes, you can win amazing goodies, including that money that is 500,000 Rwandan francs. Just imagine yourself counting this money, just imagine that. If you imagine yourself counting it, then it could be yours. And how can it become yours? It can become yours just by using the digital services. That's the I&M Bank bank app. Yes, that by I&M Bank app is also that internet banking and the star 227 USSD hash code, USSD star 227 hash code. And that way, if you use those digital services frequently, that way you stand a chance to win that money. That is 500,000 Rwandan francs thanks to I&M Bank. And all you have to do is to register by calling the number 0788162345 and then request to join. It is an ongoing promotion code Tsindana Banki Mhorana thanks to I&M Bank. T's and C's do apply.
Kigali's number 1, 94.3.
6 to the top of the hour. That's the hour of 9 a.m. Love the morning. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Kigali the Morning. Wednesday, Monday Matters. This is the hashtag as well. We're joined by Bill Wafula Wanyama, a financial expert, an economist, and my goodness, a gentleman who believes that everybody can become financially independent. They can become, they can make breakthroughs through working and saving, and also making sure that, yes, they earn a living through everything that they actually do. But before getting back into the conversation, we're talking about something to do with student loans that actually also get some people also struggling after school, but also they help out people. So we're delving into that and also understanding how best it works and how best we can overcome that student loan should you be able to get that. Before, in the meantime, your future begins at Mount Kigali University. That's whether you just dream of shaping young minds, could be turning powerful stories, or even leading in business. So it could also be saving lives or innovating in technology. So all those courses within those categories that are available at Mount Kigali University, because it has each and every course designed and suitable for you. And they have flexible January, May, and September intakes, affordable fees, and hands-on training. Success is truly, truly, truly closer to you and more than you think, because with the flexible fees, that means you should be able to affordable, that means you should be able to pay it. And then with the hands-on training, you get the experience you require to go and make ends meet. That means you should be able to go and get the job immediately, and then that way should go and turn that passion that you have into a profession that is going to be able to win you or get you something into your pockets to pay the bills, to look after the family, also to even develop the nation. So go and apply by visiting the campus in Chichichiro, Kagarama, or call them on 0781 481176. The number is on WhatsApp, so you can send them a WhatsApp. Alternatively, check out the website. That's www.mkur.ac.rw. And remember, Mount Kigali University, they are empowering generations through quality education. Then we're talking about empowering people and also helping us grow and get better. So there's a store in here, Kigali, and that is Afro Quality. It has the best African fabric made and designed for you. It is at Zara Courts in Remera. So it is a new concept changing how Africa trades with itself and the entire world. Go and see it yourself, know what I'm talking about. Alternatively, call them on 0796 236 006. Afro Quality. When you buy Africa, you're building Africa. You understand?
Yes.
So how do you build Africa if you're fearing to go and get the loan scheme or the loan offer, by the High Education Council? You understand? And why would you fear? Yet it's going to help you because you want education. It's very, very, very important for purposes of emphasis. Why is it even important in this case?
I like what you said to start with. So why the loan exists is actually way important than anything else. So the goal of the HEC loan is to simply give Rwandan students access to education and opportunity. Remember what we said? It's the equalizer.
Yes.
That's the only thing some of the people have to get breakthrough for generations and generations. And now, why is it important that we are speaking about the HEC loan? It's because we have gotten to a place where we are not telling others or the people around us or the audience on why credit management is important. In the sense of, if we break it down, do you know the HEC loan might make you not get your mortgage? Because if you land on CRB, because if you don't pay,
they'll track your
they'll track
record.
you land on CRB. That's the credit bureau. And it downgrades your credit status. Imagine that loan, which you either can comfortably pay or not, you just decided not to pay, causes you to not access something as important as mortgage. Or car loan, or investment loan, or business loan. You might be, a serious shareholder, then boom, your credit is not okay because of a student loan you didn't pay 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So the ones who are currently just finished university should take this as important as it should be. Because credit management from the parastatals are the key. It's like even in the credit bureau, there is some level in which credit is ranked. And one of the serious ones is higher education's loan. And secondly, it's important because other children who are now getting to start
It's a rollover.
Yeah, you have to pay for those ones too.
Also borrow
yeah.
and
and
finance
also
the
get a life,
education,
you know. That's why I said it's responsibility. If we ignore any other reason, you know, some people might say mali ya umma. I know what people understand what I'm saying by mali ya umma. It's public wealth, but it's not right because it's responsibility to the generation that is coming after us.
That's some values or virtues you got from the mother.
Exactly, our
Eh,
proverb.
The responsibility,
Responsibility.
taking
And
care.
And even our mother is the republic, if you look at it that way. These are the virtues the republic has given you.
If you borrow, make sure you do what?
Return it.
So that
Others need
someone
it.
else can also do it. So
Get
don't be
it.
selfish in this case because you've benefited.
Because
And some people may fear to go and get it. How does, for example, now repayment work? Or when do you start even repaying? Say you've studied, you've graduated. When do you start paying now in this case? Because somebody may get scared to go and get it, yet they need it.
No, go and get it. Go and get it. It's not wrong. It's not life and death. It might be the only reason you're getting to success. You get. But if you are at a place now, ideally we are supposed to pay. You have, as I said, you have a grace period, like a year before you start paying. They give you the grace period.
When is that?
After completing university.
Graduation.
After graduation.
Okay.
You have a grace period. But after that, there are two ways in which repayment can happen. Income based, and the other one is if you are unemployed. So two
income
situations.
based is for what?
They understand that some people will be employed and others will not be employed.
Very considerate.
Very considerate. Now, for those who are employed, it's where it's income based. They don't do a flat rate for everyone. Angelo might be earning different from Bill. But from my income, they will say, we want this percentage from you. So it's also understandable because they're not just saying from your salary, whether you're earning 100, another one is earning 1 million. We want this flat rate. No, it's income based. A percentage of your salary that will be getting from it. You get?
That is for the employed.
For the unemployed, you still have to engage the Higher Education Council and tell them, I'm still not having a job. Able to pay. And they still have a product in which you can pay in small bits. Where you get money that you think is extra money, you can drop it there and pay. And it reduces your, your principal as you are repaying the loan. Basically, that system expects responsibility. That two-tiered system for those employed and those unemployed, it just expects.
So you engage HEC and then also maybe BRD because they are the ones that are in charge of collecting the money back.
So it's both. It's both. Thank you for that clarification. It's both BRD and HEC.
Is there always interest? Because I think there's...
I must. It's a loan. It's a loan. It's not a favor or a grant. It's a loan. And all loans, by definition, have an interest. So the money you're given, there's going to be compounding interest as you wait.
Should somebody fear that? Because you say most people fear interests.
It's morality. You were given so that, value is driven to someone else. And it's one of the things the Higher Education Council is using, or BRD, is using to shield themselves also in things like inflation. The value of 400,000 Rwandan francs 4 years ago when you started university is not the same value 4 years after. So that interest is not supposed to make you die or struggle. It's just to protect the value of that principal they gave you, which is 400,000.
Now, let me ask you something. Even these other loans, does it mean that if I delay to pay, I'm going to get a penalty in this case? Because whereas we are saying that we're encouraging people to go and, if you're in this capacity or in this category of people to go and get it, is go and get it. What about, because we know payment is usually very hard, very, very hard.
We agree.
And what discipline should one have to pay the loan so that they avoid, in this case, if there's a penalty, to avoid being penalized in this case?
So look at it this way. I think, and this can be clarified with any other financial experts. There is the moratorium law, not moratorium, in duplicam law or something, where your principal plus your interest should not double. Let's say you got 100,000, there will be penalties. There will be compounding interest. But it should not be that you got 100,000 and then you end up paying 400,000
or 200.
or 200,000.
That will be too
I think
dubious.
by law there's something called in duplicam law or something. Yes, there's no way of avoiding penalties, and that is why things like auctions and etc. come into play. How we should handle it is just show responsibility. I know bad debts exist where things, it is tough. You've tried to repay, it is tough. But the reason why we chose this small topic of, not small, but we specified to student loan is because it's one of the most used, and it can decide your access to opportunities in the formal sector. So we are being trained to join the formal sector, and one of the determiners is this. So if you mess up this one, I don't think you're going to have an easy one. As much as you've had easy, some people might have not paid it in the last 20 years. It's possible. You've been evading for the last 20 years. But you see how we are improving our systems even here in the radio. I see we have good mics and, TV screens and everything. Yeah. HEC is also improving on tracking methods, BRD's tracking methods. I just don't want us to get ambushed by something which we have been ignoring for the longest time. So let's just get that responsibility in which we say,
let's be responsible enough and repay, but also because you've benefited. You're not selfish enough to say let somebody else not benefit. That means you're going to allow them to benefit, and they only benefit if you've been able to be lucky and you get, say, a job. Please start paying immediately. But also, if you do not have, they understand that, because like you said, go and talk to, for example, BRD, understand, and then also talk to HAC and then tell them this is what I'm going through, this is what I'm struggling. I was asking myself, is there, if it's not paying monetary terms, what should I do? Can they, for example, allow a service at a cost in this case? Maybe that's something we would ask the
authorities
when we invite them here. But we shall be getting to also what would happen if I ignore? Would I be, like you said, you talked about tracking and then you're gotten, but is there something more? We shall be getting into that in just a bit. And should you be able to want to participate in the show, it's 0791230600. Send us a WhatsApp, and then that way you'll be able to participate. In the meantime, let the transformation begin. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, the transformation, innovation, and all that stuff. So if you have an idea that is a green idea, Rwanda Green Fund is the catalyst you need to boost that green idea that you have. They've been driving impact sustainable investments since 2012. And then since 2012, they've also been supporting projects that make the real difference. And your idea could be the next one. And all you have to do is to visit greenfund.rw. Pitch your idea. You never know, they'll be able to finance it and catalyze it so that it gets going, and that way you could be able to get going and make a breakthrough so that you start earning something. Rwanda Green Fund, they are financing green growth. There you go. In the meantime, we're talking about money, financing, and being able to do things. Yes, you could use this money that I'm going to be talking about by boosting your business or even starting up something. That's the money from I&M Bank with the Sinana Bank in Morana, 500,000 Rwandan francs. The money could actually be able to win. And on top of that, you could also win yourself an iPhone 17 Pro Max smartphone and a trip to go to Mombasa for maybe a business or a vacation or tour. Anything you could be wanting to go and do that side. I&M Bank is powering that, and they're telling you that, yes, use the digital services, the I&M Bank app, the internet banking, and the *227# USSD code. Register on 0788162345, and that way you stand a chance to win those amazing goodies. T's and C's do apply. We're getting back to the conversation in just a bit. Good morning.
Wait, how did you get here so easily?
I speedroad. It's effortless, comfortable, and right on time.
No delays.
No stress. No hassle. Actually, around here we say if it's flawless and smart, it's Spiro. Spiro isn't just transport, it's a better way to move, reliable, comfortable, and built for everyday life. From your daily ride to your next big opportunity, Spiro is creating jobs, supporting drivers, and helping build a cleaner, greener Rwanda. Spiro, if it's effortless and comfortable, it's Spiro. Spiro, moving Rwanda forward.
Obe, Obedi.
Oui.
Obe shahagarara nkubwire. Obe nukuri ndagukunda pe mbabarira unshyire mu mago.
Ngo iki amago ariko ane ubwo naguze yuko nkundana na mukuru wawe ntibyashoboka rwose.
Nukuri byo ntago nabyumva pe ubwo uradutwara twembi.
Byarenze kureba amashusho gusa bihinduka inkuru zicicikana umunsi ku munsi mu gihugu hose. Reba Zacu TV igihe cyose aho uri hose kuri application ya Canal+. Gura abonnement nk'iyo uherutse kugura uhabwa iminsi 15 ureba amashani yose ya Canal+ na DSTV English Plus. Mufata buguzi mushya gura dekoderi ya HD ya Canal+ ku bihumbi 5 guhera kuri abonnement yazamuka na installation ikorwe ku bihumbi 5. Ku bindi bisobanuro gana umucuruzi wemewe wa Canal+ cyangwa uhamagare kuri 22 00. Canal Plus birenze kureba biduha vibes.
Hey Kigali, have you been to Afroquality yet? Because everyone is talking about it.
Yep, the place at Zaria Court, Remera, where Africa's top designers meet serious style.
Think bold prints, clean cuts, sneakers with a story, and accessories that scream confidence.
It's not just shopping, it's a vibe. A mix of culture, creativity, and a little bit of that Kigali flair.
Come feel it for yourself. Snap your fit, tag us, and show the world what African brands look like.
We are open every day at Zaria Court, Remera. Call +250 796 236 006.
Afroquality. Buy African, build Africa, but first, look good doing it.
Kigali's number 1. 94.3 Royal FM.
Everything you do, does it
whatever you're doing, be thankful, alhamdulillah. And it is worship playing for this Saturday morning on 94.3 from the heartbeat of Kigali. We have only 6 minutes top of the hour, and we are crowning this. Yes, we are actually to the summit of this important conversation we're having with Bill Wafula Wanyama, a very good gentleman helping us understand finances, management, money here and there. Now in this case, we're talking about the student loans that, well, sometimes get, others suffocated while others get liberated because they have the opportunity to learn, the opportunity to study, the opportunity to go and apply what they've gone to school, what they've gone to learn to school, or from school to the field, and help solve problems of the society, and then they get paid. The issue is, in this case, after school, what happens? Do you get to look for the jobs? Not only what you've studied for, but also what you're able to do, either with your hands, with your mouth, with your eyes, with your brains, anything. Because sometimes you find, like, Bill, we are doing things we've not studied. You understand? But
That's
because
true.
we're able to do that, just with your hands, not that you've gone to school to this 4 years, you may not easily get this chance to go and apply what you've said at school, but you're able to do something else because you're unlimited. And you had the chance to go and see, they no longer say chalkboard. They say this is what? Because of the whiteboards.
Technology. Anyway, just from the song we've played on air, there's a very key statement there, which I think, let's be realistic.
Realistic is the thing.
First, you have to start. Life can show you things, and as the song said, alhamdulillah. If you get an opportunity,
no matter the situation,
alhamdulillah, which you know what it means. And as the common Rwandan statement goes, Vyose mumaboko ya
Nyagasani.
Thank you.
We take imana yacu. Ishobora byose. He manages everything.
So, if we are in agreement of that, there's not much in which you can do apart from doing what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to work. You're supposed to look. Never have a dying spirit. We have things to do.
I like that.
Never have. You are beaten. You can. There's even a Rwandan proverb. Now that you are becoming wise every day, there's even a Rwandan proverb that says, I don't know how to say it in Kinyarwanda properly, but you can use a stick to bend someone's body, but the habit, the behaviors can never be bent by a stick. It's you
Yes.
personally deciding, I'm going to have an unwavering.
The choice is always yours.
It's always yours. As much as it even looks at times that it's not yours. Now, life can be tough. That's why we spoke about being broke. We spoke about all this since January.
And now there's finding trouble in paying.
Yes.
Yet you used.
Now, that is where it comes to the point which I have insisted. Someone keeps laughing at me that I use the word insist a lot. It's responsibility. As much as tough times there, everyone understands, but it's responsibility. Let's be responsible enough to know others depend on us as well, being responsible. And these are the kids who are just following us. That whole education system needs something called capacitation. Every year, the government has to pump in some money. And it's becoming heavier and heavier and heavier on us as we continue living. You know why? Because we've not done our part as well. And one of the biggest part we are supposed to do is pay.
So that is what you do usually after graduation in this case. And somebody asked earlier, somebody may ask themselves, is it just about the student loan or even other loans?
Loans generally.
The moment you get it. Actually, somebody was telling me that the day you get out of the bank after getting it is the day you start paying. It starts counting.
I think we missed a very important step before that one, which is why you're getting the loan. The why. You don't get a loan, as we said in our previous shows. Don't get the loan to, to boost consumption. Get a loan for revenue generation stuff. That's the only way you're gonna be able to pay. Without that, and education is a revenue generator.
What is our take home?
Our take home is life is hard. Things are tough in this city, especially in Kigali. Life is way, way more expensive.
Are you not scaring us?
It's the reality. Even me, I'm scared. And if it doesn't scare you, it means there's nothing bigger we are creating. In Kigali and in Rwanda.
That means I'm not a go-getter.
We are creating...
I'm a mediocre.
We are creating big stuff in Rwanda. And that is why life has to continue being like this. So expensive to live in Kigali. So expensive.
You're scaring people, Bill.
It's the truth. But as we are building a good home...
Because when you say that, and I will ask you next time. What shall we do? Because you're saying it's becoming expensive. How should we maneuver in this case?
Decide what priorities are. And one of the priority is what? Student loans. So Angelo, pay your student loan. If you're not able to, go to BRD and tell them, I'm not able to pay my student loan. Keep hustling. Keep being responsible. See you next Wednesday.
And don't fear that Kigali is expensive. Bill will be back.
We shall keep living here.
Also, happy birthday, because he's celebrating his birthday on... there you go. News is next. This is Royal FM. We are the heartbeat of Kigali. And thank you for the Wednesday Money Matters. Good morning. Please, if you're a student, go and get the loan, but also once you get it, I mean, you study important things that will help you go and change the world. Good morning.
From around the world in 3 minutes, the news updates on 94.3 Royal FM.